Hey everyone, it's Reed here, and I've been gone a little bit again. Let me tell you about our attempted deployment of the 9th when we start to do everything. Now I got to do a wonderful 22-hour shift, get a little bit of sleep, and do another 12 hours suddenly all in a row real quick. You know, put in 40-something hours of work in just over 3 days, it seems like. Not exactly, but, it's like 4-something days. But it was all a giant blur. Everything was washed together with all this effort of getting this system running and everything like that. And guess what? It went... Yeah. Fail, fail, fail. And this brings me to my exact point on this video. What's your backout plan? Exactly. Sometimes things don't go as planned, and you need to back out of them. Now, a lot of contractors detest me because I'm sort of anal, and I want good backout plans. A lot of contractors, they want to do in-place upgrades, where they're working on the live system. I have an issue with this. I like to get things up and running on new hardware, new systems, new OSs, new software. So if things go... Instead of me and the rest of the team, as we're already horrifically sleep deprived, go, how in the heck do we remove all these changes we've made all across all these systems and revert it to how it was and get back to operational status at 8 a.m. Monday morning? What are we going to do? Instead, we're horribly sleep deprived and all that. Okay, turn off the new stuff, turn on the old stuff, go home and go get some sleep. Yeah, that's the backout plan. You turn the old stuff back on, it gets up and running, you make a couple checks, make certain things are okay, poof, you get out of there. It's a very fail-proof backout plan, and one of the other really nice things, very low chance of error. I like this sort of system. It's a really effective system, because if you've been up, 30-something hours working on stuff, you're already mentally exhausted, you've been beating a head against something, and it's not giving you any fruit, and you're just completely frustrated, you're not in the best decision-making capability. You really aren't. And when I was young and dumb, I didn't realize just how bad the ability to make errors were in this mindset. And trust me, you can make some catastrophically bad errors. So, young and dumb me would have been, oh yeah, in-place upgrade, yeah, we could manage that. Older, smarter me is like, no, we're going on new stuff, getting new things, getting everything set up with there. Things go bad, we just turn the old stuff back on. Now, how does this relate to, preparedness and everything else like that? It goes with my guiding principle. You don't break things to upgrade them. You want to preserve the existing functionality and add to it. That's pretty much my principle. Now let's say we're suffering an SHTF event. Something's happened, maybe it's world changing, end of the world as we know it, the zombie apocalypse is here, the bird flu infected clown zombies have landed. Yep, Praxis Prepper. And, things are going bad, and we're having a water problem. We have a working well, it's functioning, all that, but because of, the EMP that was set off during the attack, our well pumps don't work, so we're having to manually draw stuff and all that. And we got an idea of how to build something better. Well, now if you say, okay, we're going to cannibalize the existing system, take it all apart, reuse the piping, all this other stuff, and then try to upgrade it, if something goes horribly wrong, you got no water. That's a big problem. Okay, so let's say we want to scrounge up all new components. We're going salvaging, we're tearing stuff out of old houses, getting a bunch of copper pipes so we can solder together and other stuff like that so we can put stuff in there. Actually, for a deep well, you'd want cast iron pipe or something like that. Even Schedule 80 PVC is iffy on that. But for a drop pipe, you got to go down, say a couple hundred feet. Now, one of the things is if you remove the existing system, pull it all out, set it aside, and we're like, okay, we'll preserve this. Now we say we're going to put this other system in, and we're going to set this up, and this is going to be, some sort of DC motor we rigged up, or who knows what, right? We're going to put this in there. Something goes wrong while we're putting it in there, and we accidentally plug the well, and we can't put the old system back in there and stuff. Yeah, big risk, right? You got to look at the chances or the possibilities. How can we ensure we're putting this in there and we can pull this darn thing back out and everything else? So things don't get stuck on the well casing on the way down. It's a big set of concerns you're dealing with here. Your water supply. Well, how could you help mitigate that? What if something goes wrong? Well, if you have a good rain catchment system, and you've got a good amount of water stored up, if something went wrong, it'll give you time to fix it. The question is, how bad is wrong, right? If you've got something horribly stuck in there, what are you going to use to get it out of there to go fishing with? Or how are you going to yank it out? Or how are you going to smash it apart to get it out and freed up so you can get back in there and get access to your water? You could even go the extreme route, and say we're going to drill a new well, even bigger, and have it set up and stuff like that so we can actually support a much larger community. And we're going to do that. That's the project. We got water to make it through right now, but we got to, build a much bigger well. Well, then you got less risk, a lot less risk. Only thing you got to worry about there is geological issues and stuff like that. If you got a pretty good separation of distance, probably not too much, right? So that's sort of the issue I'm talking about here is what is your backout plan? If everything goes absolutely bad, how do you back out? And then, you got to balance the risk of if we're going to upgrade something, we're going to take something apart, redo something like that to make something better. If you're taking out a critical system, how comfortable are you with the risk? How can you help mitigate some of these risks? Like having a range catchment system or something like that to help hold water so if you made a major mistake, you got time to fix it. But, as you can imagine, like if you only had rain catchment and you live where I do, where you don't get a ton of rain, range catchment systems are going to be able to give you enough water to live, not enough to grow your garden or on your food supplies. It's sort of a iffy question on that side, right? And it's the other thing is like, okay, let's start retrofitting a house. Well, how much are we going to take apart out of the house? How much are we going to destroy in the process of fixing it like that? It's one of these balancing acts. When you're facing big crisis and we're doing things, I usually always say it on the side of you don't mess with your critical systems and you build on new and you get going there. So I'd be the guy out saying, let's drill a new well. Yeah, I'd actually be there saying, yeah, let's drill a new well. We will fashion a cable tool well drilling system, get some real heavy rocks and something else, or big old pipes we'll salvage together, and we'll drill something. We'll go down and get access to it, and that will be our new water supply, and that's our big project. We got enough water here now so none of us die of thirst and stuff, and we can make do, and we'll have a much bigger, better well overall and move forward, right? That's what my position would be. Other people are going to go and read, man, that's a huge ton of work. How are we going to handle that? That's a lot of effort. We got all these other things to do. You're putting a huge burden on the community to do this. Why can't we just go after the main well and just do something on that? So we're going to have these disagreements, these arguments, stuff like that. Go at it. But I want everyone to say is, when you think about it, think about the risk. And then think about how you can mitigate it. And if everything goes completely south, horribly bad, what's your backout plan? What's your plan to get things back to where they should be, providing critical support for you and everyone else depending on you, and get your community right? And that's a very important topic. So think about that. Think about that in a lot of plans when things go wrong, stuff going like that. If you're thinking, hey, I need to disassemble the solar system to do this and all that. Well, what if you accidentally break a connector? It's not like you can go down to the hardware store and get a new one easily. What are you going to do? So think about that. If you have a lot of things going on, and that's what's going to happen in SHTF, lots and lots of crazy stuff going on, how are you going to mitigate changes, upgrades, jerry-rigging, and MacGyvering? And be careful about the risks and source like that so you don't destroy something you vitally need and depend on. Okay? So think about your backout plans. And this is sort of something you need to think about when you're getting ready to start on something. Don't get started on it, half-assed. Actually sit down and do some planning. Talk it out with other members of the group in the community. You're going to need to plan this stuff. It's important. I know. We'd all love to just shoot from the hip and get going and get to work, right? Well, planning can often save you a lot of horror and headaches later on. Hope this was good thought for everyone. Hope it gave you something else to think about. And this is Reed, out for now.